Paul gets in, another wide open three.
Pierre Cardin.
Defers to Booker for the long range.
Phoenix. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the Valley, it ain't nothing but a thing. Phoenix. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the Valley, it ain't nothing but a thing.
The Aussie Suns podcast. Honestly, with me on here, your ratings are going to skyrocket, so much bigger than the Chinese Suns podcast, than Canada's Suns podcast, than, those other countries. They all are great, but your ratings are going through the roof. It's really great to see.
Welcome, everybody, to the Aussie Suns fans podcast. What a way to kick off, just off the back of a massive endorsement from the man who is back on Twitter, the man who is running for president again. Thank you, Donald Trump. Much appreciated. We have a couple of special guests here today. Justin, welcome back.
What's up, guys?
You're sitting back sort of king-like there in your rocking recliner.
I bet Boyd knows what this is. Do you know what this is, Boyd?
Well, it's your happy place, your Zen place.
No, it's a glider, for when you have the kid and you have to rock the child. I figured if you have 47 of them, you would know exactly what it is.
I've got one right fucking there. I'll go get it in a second. Hang on. We'll both be recliner buddies.
This has become the chair that I sit in to do this one time.
And well, you look regal.
I'm incredibly comfortable right now.
That's beautiful. Boyd, welcome back, my friend. How are you?
Very well, buddy. Very well. All is well here in Brisbane, northern suburbs of Australia.
And I know you've been struggling a little bit in the household this week with a bit of gastro. Are you going to leave us a few times to quick runs to the toilet? Or
I've been travelling to Darwin and Perth this week, and I got wind from my partner that the whole household, all 5 kids, have gastro and vomiting and shitting everywhere. So I'm bound to get it in the next couple of days. So it might start during the pod. I don't know, but all fun and games here, man.
Beautiful. And of course, Jake, aka Fallen Founder, welcome back, mate. Second time on the pod. We are pumped to have you here.
Thank you. And this episode is sponsored by Australia's own kangaroo piss.
It is absolutely kangaroo piss, and nobody in Australia drinks that rubbish.
Oh my gosh. I'm excited to be back, though. I must have done so poorly that you guys wanted to give me a second shot.
Actually, it was my wife's at work, and last time we were on, we had a 2-hour pod and then a 2-hour conversation afterwards. So I was just looking to fill my afternoon until she gets home.
Look, I'm out the door at 6 a.m. to lacrosse tomorrow morning, so none of that shit's happening. Okay.
Very good.
That's how it starts.
I'm your host, Gavin. If you're checking us out on YouTube and all the whatever else that is, do us a solid, hit like, hit subscribe. We hit 100 subscribers this week. We're only 900 short of being able to put up one of those little fancy buttons that Boyd has got where people will throw money at us. So look, hit subscribe and like. We're getting way more than 100 people watching every week. So come on.
It better be spending my Saturday night with you guys. Fuck.
And just another disclaimer, we are just fans of the Suns and of the NBA. So if you're locked on Dubs and you somehow stumbled in and you're watching this, you're probably better off turning off now. Let's kick straight in. What we will look at is last week's games or the games that since our last pod. And let's bring them up so that we can have a bit of a look.
Seriously, they were playing like a bunch of lightweight losers out there this last week. Low stamina, no energy. You have to outscore your opponents if you want to win.
So we had a loss to Miami, 112 to 113. Win against Golden State, 130 to 119, and a loss to Utah yesterday, 133 to 134. How did we see the week there, Jake?
Well, you probably thought I was going to just crap all over it, but I'm seeing a little bit of fight. We have to. I don't know if Suns Twitter forgot that we do have injuries and people missing. That Jay Crowder is not on the team. That Chris Paul is heel. We're not going to rush him back for any reason because Lord knows we just need him healthy for a playoffs once in his career. And then I think people forget that Landry Shamet is on the team, and he's actually kind of having a bounce back year. So to see the team compete the way they have been, I'm feeling pretty good about it. So we've had some moral victories in these losses.
And of course, you forgot Cam Johnson, who's also on the shelf. So
there's
I'm
over him.
You mentioned
Torrey Craig's taken over.
Torrey, we'll talk about Torrey later. He might have surpassed him. Boyd, how'd you see the week?
Yeah, well, starting with the Heat boys. They're a quality squad. It was a really, really tight game. Look, Booker was efficient as usual. Campaign a little bit quiet. Look, I'm not reading too much into that one. I'm like I said last week. I'm happy to lose to quality teams. I get a bit scared and worried when we get mentally beaten by the lesser teams. That's more of a concerning thing for me. The Warriors, fucking wow. I was on such a high. I didn't think anything could bring me down until we lost to the Jazz, and it did. But the Warriors, that was bloody unreal. Even with Steph dropping 50 on us, we just fucking it just goes to show, mate. He's a good stats, bad team guy. Steph Curry.
Looter and a riot.
Looter
and a riot.
Justin, do it. What's Steph Curry?
He is the splash only child.
He certainly is.
Trademark.
And it was really nice to see his the guy who's been living in his shadow all this time, his brother-in-law Damian Lee, get one up on him for once. Yeah, he's obviously sitting in the corner at Christmas dinner or Thanksgiving or whatever dinner it is that you guys have over there. But this time, he was at the front of the table, eating first. It was fucking brilliant. And then we look at you look at the Jazz game, and we need shots to drop. We're just really, really poor from deep.
All we need, or the statement I made during the game was, all we need these motherfuckers just to miss.
Yeah, they just and again, it's these really fucking shit teams or shit players that just get fucking hot against us, and we just don't react quick enough. We don't adjust quick enough. Hopefully it's something that Monty improves on throughout the season. But similar to what Jake was saying, I mean, ultimately we're in a position where we've got Landry Shamet, Cameron Johnson, Jay Crowder, Ish Wainwright's just been sort of inserted back in. We've got all these players that we're currently missing, and we're getting a good look at what our depth really is. And I'm wondering if it's actually playing in and factoring into trade negotiations with the whole Jay Crowder thing. Us getting this little sneak peek into these guys with a little bit more depth. I'm wondering if it's changing views and changing availability of certain people with the way that they're performing at this time. But I'm enjoying seeing it. We got to work through the wrinkles. It's a good thing in the grand scheme of things. Would love to be, 15-0, but what is it? We're 9-6. It's not too fucking bad.
Justin,
wasn't the Miami game the 4 free throw game? Yeah. So throw that one out the fucking window, like whatever. The Golden State game was glorious. It was so much. I was there. It was so much fun. Like Clay, that guy carries himself with such. I have got to give him credit for that, at least, for considering how ineffective he is on the basketball court. He still carries himself like he, is not the splash redheaded stepchild. I don't know, whatever. But no, you guys are all right. At the end of the day, what do we have right now? We have a team that has, and we need to just kind of do our best to tread water, make it through. And boy, to your point of what it was kind of given this opportunity to kind of see what we have from some of these other guys, if it changes their availability, what have you. It also, I think, buys James Jones time. He's obviously been patient with trading Jay Crowder, and maybe a week ago, there's a little bit more urgency, but suddenly you have guys like Damian Lee stepping up. You have guys like Duane Washington Jr. even getting time and stepping up. Jock Landale's going to make a 3 at some point. Maybe. What do you guys think? Yeah, sometime. So look, they're putting up the fight.
What is he now? Jock,
last I saw, he was I think 7% from 3.
Yeah, like one.
He has not made one since, so
he's heating up.
Got better.
Well, let's be honest, it's still better than what Josh Okogie's dishing up from 3.
If Josh Okogie doesn't, if he only shoots layups for the rest of his son's career, I will be okay with that. Layups and dunks. I don't want to see another shot. Free throw, maybe.
He put one up at in that Warriors game. That from where I was, it looked good. He had a little moment, lined it up off the hand, looked pure. It was just a little deep. So you might be right, because he might actually still be at 0%.
He is at 0%. He has not hit a 3 this year. Boyd's preseason prediction was that he was going to shoot 40% from 3.
Yes, it was. It was actually, that was the one where I think you were in there, Jake, when I was walking the streets of Kalanga.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I came in with the hot take of fucking Okogie. But that's all right. Look, if he hits his next 10, he'll be closer to that 40% mark, because he's not really a volume shooter.
I like the confidence, mate. I like the confidence.
Well, let me ask you guys, Gavin, Boyd, if you guys noticed something during that Warriors game. At least during the broadcast I was catching, I started hearing the fans shouting, "Refs, you suck." And that's actually what tipped me off that Justin was actually there in the arena. I don't know if you guys picked up on that, but our resident eyes on the black and whites, that's Justin.
I will say I did not start that chance, but
you joined in.
I was maybe the third person to engage with it. So,
and I did put out on Twitter, I think it was last week, that the reason that the Suns are struggling so much with the referees this year is the constant harassment that Justin gives to Byron Spurrell.
Okay, I got to say something about that, because I think I said this on our pod the other day. So you mentioned that, and I believe what the Heat game was Sunday. Was it Sunday?
Yeah,
Monday. Whatever, it was early week.
Monday,
right?
Monday our time. So
Byron Spurrell doesn't really tweet a lot, but on the few occasions that he does, it's usually about Notre Dame football. So he so happened to tweet this past Saturday, not like today, but last Saturday, something about being at a Notre Dame football game. So I, being the ever cognizant citizen NBA fan that I am, wanting to make sure he's aware of complaints, replied and said maybe less Notre Dame football games, more hiring competent officials. And then 24 hours later, the Sun shot 4 free throws. I might chill a little bit.
I mean, we talk about conspiracy theories, but let's be honest, it's sort of heading that way now, Justin. I think it's all on you.
It's probably in the chat right now, just like under a burner.
He's probably watching us every week, whenever you're on, just to see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
He's had enough. But it was a tough week for us. We lost 2 games, but I do agree with you, Jake, that the 2 losses weren't that bad. Let's be honest. We ran shorthanded. We lost to Miami by nothing. We lost to the Utah Jazz by nothing, and Larry Bird was going ballistic and shooting turnaround jump shots with 4 people in his face. Not much you can do about that.
Hey, I love Laurie, dude.
It's good, isn't it?
I love that guy.
I'm wrapped that he's doing well for the Jazz, because he was back of the bench for Chicago, back of the bench for Cleveland. He's come in, he's been given the opportunity to play the game, and he's playing it well.
That the night that last night when he went crazy against the Suns, at that very moment, Zach LaVine was going like 1 for 16 or something like that. Got benched, I think.
Got benched down the stretch, and then sooked about it today.
Well, no, I don't know. What you guys actually are fans of Laurie? I see. Real Suns fans don't
Not
like
fans
Laurie,
of Laurie,
and they get very upset when DeAndre Ayton tries to hug him and pat him in the chest. That's what a real Suns fan does.
Yeah, that's true.
And everyone that witnessed that Twitter meltdown felt very bad for that individual. But I don't know if anyone else noticed that soft DeAndre Ayton was very close to a triple-double, and he can't do everything.
Somebody replied that dude was like, homeboy wanted him to RKO him. And I was like, that's genius.
Yeah, I was very emotional with Suns Twitter yesterday. And I think my response to that tweet was 2 simple words: fuck off.
Dude, everyone got super triggered by that. I kind of felt bad about the whole thing, to be quite honest.
Dan really enjoyed it anyway. Dan Duarte, shout out to you. You really enjoyed it. And
he did fucking love it, dude. He loved it. I did too. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I haven't had this much fun after a loss in a long time, but as it went on, I was like, okay, it's running its course. I'm still getting like alerts on my phone. I'm like, okay, guys.
Well,
yeah, me too.
Yeah. To me, the Jazz game was like the watch me butcher their name. Was it the Adelaide 46ers from Australia?
36ers.
36. Wrong decade. I was so close.
You weren't far off, though.
But hey, either way, it's fair dinkum. Got it in there. Got it in there. But no, they shot the lights out. And I'm sorry, that's not on DeAndre Ayton so much. I mean, it wasn't like he wasn't getting out and guarding the 3-point shooters. If you look at even just watching the game, it looked like we were playing very well. We had a chance to win it. I didn't like Damian Lee's kind of skipped 3-pointer. I really liked Booker's follow-up too, because I ended up covering the game. So yes. But no, I mean, there's so much sensitivity around DeAndre Ayton still. And it's so disappointing because where we were at the beginning of the season we were worried whether or not he was going to have a relationship with Monty, whether or not he was still having fun with guys like Mikal and his other teammates. He's still filling the stat sheet up. He's playing pretty well. And I don't understand. You can't. I see the attorney getting ready for a rebuttal here. But before I rest, I'm just going to say DeAndre Ayton has been doing pretty well. He shot 75% last night. That's pretty darn good.
Still, he shot at a high clip all year, and I did. And Justin, I will let you go for it in a second. But there was a stage there yesterday where somebody tweeted out there, Ayton had another purple patch, blah blah blah, but he's got to come up bigger in the last few minutes of the game. He just has to hit the scoreboard. And my response on Twitter was, how does he hit the scoreboard when we don't give him the fucking ball?
As DA said, I can't pass it to myself.
All right, Justin, go.
Let's not say we all were worried about if he was.
Oh gosh, Mr. Good Vibes over here.
He has to justify his own existence.
Come on, dude. I'm sorry. The fact that not everybody saw that DeAndre Ayton was trolling the shit out of people is your own fault. Dude, there's nothing about that man's personality that says he's going to come in and suddenly be like,
yeah, that's true.
That's true.
He's a happy dude. He's a happy dude. And
he played y'all.
Well, probably not so much anyone on this pod, I don't think. I don't think any of us.
Obviously.
Well, no, I just wanted to make sure things were copacetic. I'm glad that he's happy. I'm glad. I was actually more worried about Monty and the others taking, not, I guess, being upset with DA's carefreeness, which they are fine with letting Mikal do and some of the other players campaign. And I think DA's just like that, but he gets more minutes and he needs to play a bigger role, and he's been doing that this year. I mean, our record, which is great, as Boyd pointed out, it's not, but the recent losses are not because DeAndre Ayton is, that he's very upset and that he just won't play hard. I mean, that's not happening. This is, to me, very different.
On that question without notice, our total loss amount in the 6 losses, take out the Orlando game, which was a blowout, but everything else, like in the other 5 losses, our total loss amount is under 10 points.
Total?
Well, yeah, the Heat game we lost by 1, the Jazz we lost by 1, and was it the Blazers we lost by 1 or 2?
Twice.
Yeah.
Twice by 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Who else did we lose to? There was one more game.
Sixers?
Yeah, the Sixers. It was the Sixers. Was that a blowout too?
I thought that was by more than 10.
It might have been. So it was.
But still, point.
But basically, if you look at 4 of the 6 losses, by basically 5 or 6 points, they could go either way. Those games, and all of a sudden we're sitting here with 2 losses and 11, 13 wins. We could be 13-2 based on losing by 1 or 2 points in those games. So the complete overreactions on Twitter always drive me nuts. Boyd knows this. It fucking sends me mental. I had a hell of a lot of fun abusing the fuck out of some people last night. But that'll probably continue over the next few weeks. So let's take a look at what's coming up this week before our next pod. Stacked week for us, 4 games this week. We haven't seen that yet this season. So let's take a look at these games.
You can't have people sneaking in. You have to build a wall. And by wall, of course, I mean DeAndre Ayton guarding the paint. Can't have people getting in for easy shots. If you were thinking something else, get your head out of the gutter.
So we again, gents, these are Aussie times for us. Monday, we have the most shitty time for the Suns to play basketball when it comes to Australian time, 7:30 a.m. on Monday. The Lakers, 2 p.m. Wednesday. Detroit, 1 p.m. Saturday. And a back-to-back, we play Utah, 1 p.m. on Sunday. All of these are home games. Jake, how do you see this week?
Can you put that graphic back up, actually?
Sure can.
Pay attention.
No. Well, I saw streak 1. So I was a little confused because I thought we lost
that should be an L.
Okay.
That was your focus.
Well, it really threw me. I thought that was like an Aussie thing too, or it's like, oh yeah, they're getting up at 7:30, but they're also counting that loss as a win emotionally.
Yeah, that's
I get it.
Gavin's sitting there reading all this shit. Jake's just like, W1.
That is incorrect information.
W1.
That is false.
W1.
Fake news, alternative facts.
I'm going to go 4-0. I'm going to say 4-0. I think we should win all 4. I love us when we crush the Lakers. I'm going to say that is a lock. And I think we're going to want the Jazz victory back. Detroit, Cade Cunningham's out now for a bit. And New York, if they don't start thinking about like just a full out sale of some of their top guys. I don't know, but they're going to need to start either figuring out are they going to tank or not.
Else's. Boyd. Oh, jeez, I'm going to throw Boyd and Justin one after the other.
Yeah, what's the fucking point?
This is just going to be a fucking circle jerk of 4-0.
Can we take the graphic down now? This is awkward.
It does say
Thank
win,
you.
W1.
Jeez, that was weird.
I don't know if you noticed that, gents.
Boyd.
How come you didn't change it, Gavin? You had time.
All right. Jeez,
You know who would have?
Everything's spot on.
Void would have changed it on the fly. Real professional. Deal with the people.
Hashtag Suns Jam. Hashtag not all pods. Not all pods.
Yeah, I like that you just basically buried our pod in 30 seconds. Thanks, Justin.
Yeah. Is that Justin or Dan Duarte showing up here?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Fucking hell. Boyd, come on. Stop letting Justin fucking interrupt. You're starting to look like fucking Paul.
My bad. I'm sorry. Now, I think we've got 4 W's coming, guys.
Jeez, really?
It's a really great bounce back week. Our biggest win comes against Utah. as a bit of a bit of leveling the score with them. I think we bounced back well against teams that we've just played. Now I think, unless it's fucking playoffs against Dallas. Yeah. Anyway, I think I'm looking forward to seeing this Cam Reddish that you keep talking about, Gav, with New York. He fucked me in a multi during the week because I put some money on the prick to hit some lines, and he didn't. So I'm keen to see him because you keep on talking about us trading for him. Lakers is always a good win for us guys. We'll give. Is LeBron playing again? Do any of you guys know?
He's still questionable.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, and then Detroit. I think Cade's out. I think Cade's out for a few weeks with an injury. So
yeah, well,
actually, I think I read something. Yeah, I read something today that they're talking now that it might be a fracture.
Yeah.
Surgery. They just announced
and
it,
if they have surgery, if he has surgery, he's out for the year, basically.
Oh, so hey Gav, in our fantasy, if you want to trade for him, I'm open to trade offers. Anyway,
Perfect. It's a keeper league. I'll be all over it.
Cool. Yeah. So look, I've got four W's. Hopefully we get to see Shemet while and look, I'm happy for Chris to sit out another week. If I'm being honest, I'm enjoying seeing our depth.
Well, they've already
will.
announced it. They announced it today that he will be reassessed in a week. So
In a week. Oh, great. Well, look,
Monty said it in. Yeah, I saw it announced by.
I thought they announced that he's out tomorrow and they're going to reassess him on Monday.
I'll see. You keep going, Boyd. I'll see if I can find.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Look,
I
even if
also
he is
was
out-
at a lacrosse tournament all day, so I don't know where I would have gotten that information.
one of the lacrosse mums, no doubt. You over there.
She's like, "Oh, hey, Justin, did you hear Bonnie say this?" I'm like, "Oh no, thank you. That was very kind of you."
Thanks, Mrs. Johnson.
Yeah.
You're a doll. But I think
I'm gonna call somebody a doll tomorrow. Probably get kicked out.
I think look, hopefully the concussion protocols thing with Landry is all done and dusted, and we get to see a little bit more of him. And really, really happy to see Damian Lee prove me wrong with all my preseason thoughts on him. He's looking really good. He's looking really good. He seems really, really tight from three. So looking forward to getting extended looks at these guys again, and just hopefully we can shoot it overall a bit better, and we'll get 4 W's.
Justin,
4 W's. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's change it up. What's going to be the most difficult victory this week?
Ooh. I think it's I think well, it's
Gavin, you switched rooms real fast.
I did.
I want to look. I want to say Utah, but I've just also said that we're going to blow them out.
Well, we play Utah.
Do you want me to put the graphic back up, Justin?
He left. I don't know. How is this? How is the show still going?
Right.
Going.
We got New York first. We've got.
How much of a cockhead is Gavin? Just quietly while he's not here. He's fucking.
By the way, I'm here.
Oh, hey mate.
Okay. Anyway, Gavin's
New York,
awesome. Gavin's
LA,
awesome. I've said that before.
Detroit,
I meant it though.
And
yeah, Detroit. We've got, so it goes
New York,
LA, Detroit, Utah.
Oh, we do have Utah. That's right. He said Utah.
Yeah.
I also was caught up with the
one W streak, the 1-game win streak. There you go. Gavin gets it. Oh no! No, he updated it in real time.
Oh,
Voida can't ever do that.
Then I feel like
fuck you, Voida. You got nothing on Gav.
The last team wasn't Utah before. No, hey, guess what? I'm going to the Detroit game. Guess who I'm going with?
Matthew Lissy.
No.
Espo.
No.
I don't know. You got to give hints then.
Dervish of World.
Hold on, those are your first two. No offense to them, but like I feel like there are guys that maybe in the universe that we all exist in that might come to mind before them, but just be based on relationships I have.
Well, I think it's I'm pretty sure it's Mrs. Johnson from the lacrosse the lacrosse mum.
You know what? I'm not going to tell you guys. You guys figure it out yourself.
Sonia Lovato. You're going with Sonia, the diehard Suns fan of all these pods.
No, but I will probably go with her to a game before I go to you. Another game with you. You don't even know me. God.
How dare you? How dare you, sir?
How do you somehow know me less now than you did before you met me? God.
You're going with Tim Tompkins.
Where is Gavin? Why
do we still have this graphic
up?
Why
is this graphic still up?
You're going with Coda Kid.
What if he put us into a chat that's no longer on and we don't even know it? But that's probably not the case.
Good. Now it's time for me to discuss my religious and political philosophies.
I guess we could just be quiet and nobody would know the difference.
While he's gone, guys,
not that the graphic's stupid.
Just to fill this little space here, do you guys think DeAndre Ayton should dunk more?
Oh my God.
I feel like he's been dunking a fair amount recently.
He has been. The alley-oops are looking good.
I was really hoping that you were going to hang shit on me again there, Boyd. I was just sitting in the background listening, but no, let's go next.
Hey, you know what? You're an entertainer, man, because you know what captures an audience's attention. The same graphic
Silence?
Up while we yammer about nothing.
Well, I just wanted to leave it up there long enough for everyone to see that I fixed it.
Dude, we said it like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I know, but I was sort of playing around trying to fix my.
He was asserting his dominance over John
Boyd. Kid, you're also in the you're also on the list before Jake, just for the record.
You're going with Paul.
I think we will drop.
Dan Duarte. Then it's got to be Dan.
That's a good.
It's Dan.
There you go.
Oh my God!
Well, I was listening in the background, going, "How are you guys not guessing Dan?"
Yeah, Gavin, right?
I figured Dan would have showed up on this show at this point, a few beers deep, and just said, "Let me talk to you guys about a particular uniform guy on Twitter," and just start lighting it up.
Do you know what I think Justin should find really offensive is clearly you don't listen to Fan the Flames podcast because Dan's been trying to go to a game with Justin all season, and he's finally got one.
Wait a minute. Fan the Flames actually still records episodes? Now that's the impressive thing. Sometimes,
right?
If I'm being honest, I stopped listening after they removed that intro.
Hold on, wait. I have to say something actually. So last night I happened to, I don't even know how I did. Oh, I searched for an old tweet of mine and stumbled across a podcast that was from, it had to be December of 2016 or January of 2017. And we were talking about how I wasn't sure if Devin Booker was him, right?
You mentioned that on your last episode.
I found that one, but I wanted to also note that I also talked about and referenced Boyd on that episode. That's fucking 6 years ago, dude.
Hey, that was my first reference, I believe. That was really early.
Now, look at that. I'll go back and check the records on that one.
When I heard that reference, the first time that you mentioned my name on that podcast, you know what I did?
Do I want to
one out?
I got so excited, and I was actually on holidays up on the sunny coast, and I had family there, extended family, and I started running around the resort, holding my phone up to anyone that would fucking listen. Hey guys, listen to this. Listen to this. This guy just said my name. And I acted like I thought I'd fucking made it. That was it.
And then you realized
6 years later, you still haven't made it.
Dude, you know what's funny?
Take that, Lockdown Warriors. Nobody cares about your shout outs.
He probably quadrupled the number of people who had heard of our podcast by just holding his phone up to four other people at the resort. Yeah.
They're still talking about
very
it.
Hey,
do you remember when we were away at that resort and that absolute hairy maniac was running around holding his phone up in the air going, listen to this. Hey, gents.
Hello, you know me, your great friend, Donald Trump. Let me tell you about this week in Phoenix Suns basketball.
This week in Suns basketball, thank you again, Donald, for the big rap. He's looked after us this week. The release of the Trump card, Duane Washington Jr. Talk to me, gents. Look, before you do, I need to apologise. I've sat on this pod for several weeks in a row now, basically spraying the entirety of Suns Twitter about carrying on about putting Duane Washington Jr. in the game and saying that he was a two-way for a particular reason. He's played his one game now, scored his 22 points, and it will basically offer us fuck all for the rest of the season. But I apologise because he came out and played one good game. Jake, what are your thoughts on Duane Washington
Wait, hold
Jr.?
on. Why do you hate him so much?
I don't hate him. I just don't get the fucking complete and utter. Like, there's Suns fans on Twitter, right? They lose their complete shit about someone who's sitting on the end of the bench, and there's a reason they're sitting on the end of the fucking bench. It was Aaron Holiday all over again. Now,
so hold on, but because of that, you're going to come here and say the man's going to do fuck all the rest of the year?
Well,
don't
no,
deflect your feelings
he'll
on
have one
his
more performance. He'll have one more really good game, I'm sure.
You're changing your position all of a sudden.
He's not the savior of the Phoenix Suns like Suns Twitter believe he is. He's on a two-way for a reason.
You guys follow the wrong people, man. I'm telling you, y'all should hop in my timeline sometime. Like Paul texted me the other day. It was a Miami game, I think it was, or no, maybe it was yesterday. He was like, "Oh, the DA hate. It's already starting on Twitter. I can't take it." And I'm like, "Oh, no, what you're talking about? Clean." Anyway, sorry.
Anyway, Jake, talk to me about the Trump card.
Well, I'm actually with you, Gavin. I don't buy into Duane Washington at all. I will say this though. I don't want to totally just crap all over him. He's looked good.
Sorry,
no. But
again, Duane.
Let's be honest. We're in the same boat in that we did not believe that he was going to really. We thought if he's going to be playing significant minutes in any one game, that's usually a bad sign, and I think that's fair. He's done better than I've expected, and I agree with you. There's still a reason why he's a two-way player, but I will say this: we had Elfrid Payton last year, and true. Remember, he was a former starter with the New York Knicks, with us, with the Orlando Magic. There's a reason he's still not back in the league, right?
No, he's not.
I don't think any teams made the mistake again. But Duane Washington would have a continual career to be that 10, 11, 12th man. He's break glass, and if we decide to pick him up for a minimum contract for the rest of the year, I'm okay with that. He can shoot, and that's always going to have some desirability in this league.
Boyd.
Yes. Yeah, Duane Washington, he's going to be a guy that we love and hate in spurts. We're going to be really hot and cold on him. Now, he is very much what we all really wanted, was that spark off of the bench, that flamethrower. But I'm not getting too overly excited about it, because he is very much a catch and shoot guy. There's not too much more to his game, I would say. He can light it up from time to time. I just feel like he's one game away from going 1 from 12 from deep, and then he's going to be right back in the fucking shitbox. So it's nice while it's happening, and he's going well. Good on him. Hopefully it continues, and if it continues, I'm happy to change my tune. But he is what he is. I'm not reading too much into the Duane Washington card.
Before Justin sings his praises, I want to know if Justin thinks that Washington could actually supplant Landry or Campaign, because both those guys, Boyd, you were saying, go for that 1 for 10 shooting, at some point, and just we'll be like, oh my God, why are they playing that? Campaign's done that to us multiple times. Landry's done that to us more last year. He hasn't had too many chances yet this year. But could Duane actually kind of start picking up that 10 to 15 minutes a game, and we see like a Landry stay on the bench.
Landry, yeah.
No. Why would you think I would think? Hold on.
Dan just texted me and said Justin loves Duane Washington.
Although, actually, I did say that he was going to be my irrational favorite son for this season, but only because he went to Ohio State, which I don't really like, but I have a buddy who's a big Ohio State fan, so I was like, I'm going to do that, but I didn't actually do it. But anyway, no, I just didn't like the fact that Gavin shit on him for no reason. It seemed unfair.
I didn't really shit on
almost
him.
seemed like
Well, I kind of did.
Almost seemed unfair, like how somebody got attacked for being too jovial last night after the game. Almost exactly like that.
Oh, it wasn't that bad.
Just saying.
All I was
I just said almost.
Actually, I shit more on Sun's Twitter than I did on Duane.
Almost.
They're driving me. They're driving me mental and making me want to shit on him. That's.
Here's what I'll say about Duane Washington Jr. is this: he is perfect for the role that he is intended to serve on this team, which is exactly what we've seen him do this year. He came in that one game and he was hitting his shot, so he kept shooting. The game since then, he's been 2 for 6, 2 for 4. So he's not going to go 1 for 12 in a game because he doesn't have that kind of leash, or
Well, he won't play
length of the leash, really. I guess you can say. His leash is too short for him to go 1 for 12, because his role on the team, he's going to come in, and again, if he's making shots, he's going to keep shooting them. But once he cools off, and I think it also shows self-awareness on his part, because last 2 games, not feeling it, he's not just chucking. And that's the kind of guy you need on this team for the type of role that he is filling. And that is, okay, we're down, guys. We need somebody to fill minutes and make them useful minutes. In whatever capacity you're capable of doing that on any given night, then do it. That's exactly what he's going to do. That's what I mean, to a lesser degree, probably Damian Lee is going to do, because Damian Lee is showing that he's deserving more minutes. But I mean, Bismack, Biombo, at this point, these guys fill the roles that they're intended to fill. And if they do it well, that's what gets this team to succeed.
And that's fair enough, and that's why I said I do need to apologise to Duane. I get a bit
that shit all over him.
Sun's Twitter drives me.
Really.
They drive me fucking. Well, I'm sure Duane listens in, unlike Jock, who doesn't.
How amazing would that be if Duane joins the pod before Jock does?
I'm probably a little bit too harsh on Duane, and that's driven by Sun's Twitter basically saying that he should be playing 25 to 30 minutes a night in Aaron Holiday type style. And here's the point. Aaron Holiday playing like us in Atlanta. Do you want to know why? Because he wasn't that good. Question for you guys, though, that's come up on the chat. Who would you rather? And I'm not going to say it again. We got in trouble last time. Alvarado or Washington?
Alvarado.
You got in trouble last time?
Yeah, I called him avocado and people said I was racist.
I feel like it's
no one said you were racist, Gav. It was fucking it was on Twitter. There's something we're talking about anyway.
Yeah, I feel like
don't
it's
play
racist
the victim,
to
mate.
think that's racist, right? Like,
isn't he Puerto Rican?
Somebody text Dan and Al. I can do that. I don't know.
I don't even know if they grow avocados in Puerto Rico. Mexico.
No, that's actually true. They don't, because
number one exporter is Mexico.
I remember I saw that on Twitter, so I decided to research if I could argue with somebody about whether it's racist or not, and found that they do not grow in Puerto Rico.
So
and
it's
that
not
they
racist.
originated in Mexico. But anyway,
Yeah.
See, that's why Dan Duarte needs to be here, because this is that diplomacy podcast that we were talking about on Twitter, that, the fact that we know about the trade exports coming from Puerto Rico versus Mexico,
You did a really good job of phrasing that. I need to take out my contact lenses, guys. I'm dying. I'll be right back.
No worries. Boyd's going Alvarado. Jake.
Oh yeah. No, Alvarado, absolutely. He can, he is Now I'm forgetting Boyd's favorite player, the guy that you thought was going to shoot 40% from three. Kogi, thank you. I see him so little that I don't even know his name. I would rather, to me, Alvarado is a Kogi, but he can actually hit some corner threes. He can actually play and dish and kind of create some offense. He's not a great shooter. But I'd say he's a good enough shooter. And oh my gosh, I want that Suns player that was like a Jared Dudley, or a non-Suns player would be like a Pat Bev or a Draymond Green, that guy that just gets under your skin and you love him when he's on your team. You can't stand him when he's on somebody else's team. I would love if Alvarado was a Phoenix Suns for that reason. I will hate him until he comes to this team, and that's a unique position that he said.
Do you know who else was like that? Chris Paul. We all fucking hated Chris Paul before he came to the Suns. Now we love him.
That's actually a good point. Yeah,
that's what Chris Paul did. He got under opposition team skin.
How about you, Gav? Who's your choice?
I'd take Alvarado. I mean, look. I love what, and Justin was spot on. I love what Duane Washington's Jr.'s doing now while we're short of manpower, everything like that. We all want a flamethrower coming off the bench that can come in and do what he did against Miami. But the biggest issue is he's not able to do it consistently. I think Alvarado can. Defensively, he's going to be there. And like Jake said, he's still going to hit his, couple of threes a game and whatever else, where Duane, maybe not as much. And
I'll answer for Justin and say Washington, just so as we're not all the same. And sorry, Justin, you've been outvoted.
Well said, Justin. Definitely. Now, during the week, I spoke about the future of the Suns on a couple of the after-game podcasts, and I'd like to bring it up with you guys. We've all been sitting back looking for basically the next wave after Chris Paul. What do we do? How are we going to get another point guard? What are we going to do there? Although we're going to keep asking it while Chris Paul is the age he is and heading towards retirement. My thoughts now, and it becomes more and more prevalent, I suppose, after we watch some of the games now without Chris Paul playing. The best teams in the NBA have the ball in the hands of the best player when it comes to bringing the ball up and setting up the offense. To the point where I was watching Denver the other day, and in the last quarter, Jokic brought the ball up the entire last quarter. Point book's a thing. When Chris Paul goes, and this is where I want to get your opinions, do we really need to bring someone in to replace Chris Paul for the future? Because I think that Devin Booker could absolutely play that role. If you look at the best players in the West, or the best teams in the West, Ja Morant brings the ball up for Memphis. He is a point guard. SGA is a shooting guard, but has the ball in his hands. LeBron James is a point, shoot, small forward, power forward, center type play, but brings the ball up. Like the Jokic was bringing it up for Denver the other day. Is point book a real thing for our future? Do you really believe that there's an opportunity for that when Chris Paul retires? Jake?
No, I don't. See, my concern with it is that I think the regular season Booker's going to be just fine doing this. It's during the playoffs, kind of like what we see that Alvarado trying to pick Chris Paul up for full court. I think somebody will do that to Booker. He does get a little uncomfortable in that role, I think. And I don't want to see somebody that we know we're going to need to play 38, 40 minutes a game in the playoffs also having to bring it up. So I do think another ball handler, and they can, it doesn't have to be a primary ball handler. They can, it could be another combo
last year in that Pels series, didn't we? I mean, when Chris Paul was getting picked up full court, he wasn't the one bringing the ball up the court. It was
most of the time he still was. I think we were dropping screens to try and ease him up the court.
After half court.
Well, after half court, yeah.
Others that bring the ball up, give the ball back to Chris Paul to set the offense up, and then we'd run our screens. But he wasn't bringing it up full court, really.
I remember, maybe the games I was remembering. Yeah, I remember him taking it up full court, and the problem was we would lose about 8 seconds before we'd finally get into a position to start running the play. So I'd still, I still want to see somebody that has the handles a little bit more, and so that Chris can kind of be relieved, and that Booker can just focus on lighting people up and playing defense. He is a great creator, and I think that's awesome. I just don't know if it should be his primary role in the playoffs.
Boyd?
Yeah, look, I love the option, Gav, and I think we could really still be a contender with that build. But I really like what Devin does at the 2, playing as a natural shooting guard. And you can say positionless all you want, but if you've got another guy, that primary ball handler, bringing it up the court, it adds an extra layer, and it really opens Book up a lot more. I like seeing him next to another handy ball handler. So, look, could it work? Yes. Could it be the future? Yeah, it could. But
well, let's put it this way: in a mix with a Cameron Payne as a starter.
I'd be happy with that level.
I mean, everyone keeps talking about an SGA type, bring someone else in, a starting point guard caliber type player, but next to a Cameron Payne, is he capable of doing that?
I think he's capable. To answer your question, I do think he's capable. I just really like what I've seen since we've brought in a star point guard from Devin Booker. Devin's he's a willing passer. He's got all the attributes there to be able to do what you're talking about, Gav. But I really like the Devin Booker that we've seen with that really quality point guard sitting next to him.
Justin?
So once Chris Paul is no longer on the Suns, I think you are rarely going to go a game without seeing Devin Booker play point guard at some point. Yeah. Because I think he's just too good at playing that role of bringing the ball up and being the initiator. And Jake, you bring up the double teams, the traps and playoffs last year. Did you catch the Warriors game this week by chance? Did you get a chance to watch it?
Yeah.
Because they started running a lot of that at him, and he plays through those at a different speed this year. Like it comes to him, he sees it slower. He makes the right decision. He's fantastic.
He's adjusted.
So
he's adjusted.
Like that kind of thing gives me zero concerns. I think that him doing that type of thing is another wrinkle that we add as a team, another wrinkle that the other team has to prepare for. So I think it's something that could it be like the permanent? Could Devin Booker be the point guard? I guess sure. I know there's no way that's ever going to happen though. I think even if, again, just because the name floats around a lot, even if an SGA came here somehow, I think that still is the arrangement. I still think Book is bringing the ball up and initiating at times.
Yeah, SGA is still a shooting guard
because you rarely have this a point guard anymore in the NBA, right? Mm-hmm. Like when you think point guard, you think of Steve Nash, you think of Chris Paul, you think of
Jason
Kidd. And you just don't have that type of prototype anymore. So I think we said this on the pod the other night. You don't need a fantastic point guard. You need somebody who can complement Book's level of being able to play point guard. By our powers combined, we are a point guard type thing. That's what him and Campaign are like, right?
Yeah.
And
that was sort of the flow on for me was. I've never been a fan of Campaign becoming the point guard after CP3's gone. But the more I think about it, if those two work in tandem as a guard rotation rather than a point and a shooting guard rotation, that's going to work.
I know who the point guard's going to be after CP3 is gone.
Well, it sure as shit is not going to be Jay Crowder. Is it, Boyd?
He's not a point guard. Did you know that?
That's an inside joke.
Boyd thought Jay was going to take over. The other
Point
the other
Jay?
concern,
That has a ring to it, though.
the other concern for me when it comes to Book, if we have a look at his highest scoring games in a Suns uniform, when Book has to do all of the work, we lose. Is that a huge concern? Because
Put that back up, will you?
When we look at Twitter, I will put it back up. When we look at Twitter, everyone sort of goes, "Book, you have to take over now." We did against Utah, and we lost that game as well. What's your thoughts there? If Book has to do this, that's on the screen right here, are we going to lose more than we're going to win?
2017, 2019, 2019. Those games mean nothing, like in this conversation. So
Yeah, fair cool.
So Books. So the team's 1-1.
Okay. Yeah, fair call. Well, you've ruined my fucking comments there. Boyd.
Well, I mean, come on, man. It wasn't like
I don't know about 2019, right?
What did you
Game
say?
to game.
Weren't we getting better in 2009? When was the bubble? 2020.
Yeah, we were getting better, but
Yeah, we were definitely getting better, but
it's so hard
it's
to.
still not a comparable metric, in my humble opinion. But I'm a lawyer, not a mathematician, so you got that going for you.
Guys, it all depends on what the circumstances are leading to them to that 50 burger or that 70 point game.
Well, the 70 definitely not. It's,
Yeah,
I know.
nobody else.
Was it the 49-point game in the Lakers closeout series? This closeout game in the Lakers series? Or is that not including playoffs? Isn't that what he scored?
Yeah. It should have. Maybe it doesn't.
I'm on it. You guys talk. I got it.
No. Look, it depends on why we're there.
It couldn't be. It couldn't be the 49 in 2022. No, because the Lakers series was 2021. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Booker had 47. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Well, so then clearly that's also only showing regular season, or were the lowest ones 49?
No, because 49 was the last.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah. Go, Boyd.
So if he's in a position where everyone's fucking up and nothing's going down, and he has to put up that much, it's not. Yeah, we're going to lose. But I think it'll literally be game by game. It depends on how that table is set, what that game's looking like. I don't think Booker's scoring 50. If he needs to score 50, there's a good chance that we have a loss coming. But I don't think him having a high scoring game like that is going to be more likely a loss. Anyway,
Jake,
self-explanatory.
And apparently you need to do it as Daddy Trump.
Look, there's a reason why I changed my background, because Justin was saying with our powers combined, these guys tried to combine powers in the Predator. It didn't work very well for him. It took one guy to take the Predator down. That guy. That above him. No, that guy. Either way, it's all reversed. But no, it's there's still to me it's you don't want to have to rely on things by committee too often. I like that Booker's doing better against doubles and traps. That's great, and it should be used in the playoffs. But my point is, it's kind of like, how many Suns teams have we gone through where it's like, well, we really don't have a true center, so it's really rebounding by committee. And this is just, to me, the other kind of version of that. Like, oh, well, we don't really have, if Chris Paul is not able to do it, we don't really have an instigator. So it's going to be Bridges bringing it up, Booker bringing it up. No, I think when the playoffs start, you need your go-to guy
to get people in the offense. And we've seen that with Payne, where he kind of gets a little too ahead of himself. One of his biggest strengths is kind of his explosive ability. He's kind of quick on the drive, and he can get past people. But you see it sometimes right now with Paul on the bench healing up, is that you'll see that we'll go and we'll rush 3 shots in a row, and the other team will come down and start cutting in the lead. And you need that Chris Paul effect of coming in being like, everyone calm down. We're going to take some seconds off the clock, and you guys are actually going to run a play, and we're going to score. Payne's a little bit more free flow, and I think in the playoffs it works in doses, but having somebody that can kind of take control of something like that is, that's how you don't lose. You don't want to rely on all these guys to get it done.
Did we go back? Did I get confused? Am I confused, or am I not confused?
No, we sort of merged 2 questions into the one thing.
There was a little bit of
I
magic
was
there.
like, wait, I thought we started talking about something else.
Anyway, when we talk about Devin Booker, I do have to get in the baby
Good
fist
point,
bump.
though, Jay.
I just love the baby fist bump.
Can I say something really quick, though? Okay. So, do you guys know how many games Devin Booker has scored more than 40 points in his career?
No.
40 points or more, excuse me.
There was something up the other day, but I can't remember.
Okay, 19. Okay, regular season at least. Okay,
That's pretty good. Yeah.
So that graphic you showed a little bit ago showed what? 5 of them? 4 of them.
4 of the 5.
5 of them.
5.
Oh yes, 5 of them. Okay, so that means 19. So there are what? 14 other games.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to guess what the Suns' record is in those 14 other games where Devin Booker scored 40 or more points?
I'm going 14-0.
Well, that's a very bold guess, but no, not quite that good.
I think we've won 9.
6-2.
Out of 14, how does 6 and 2 add up to 14?
9 and 5.
9, I'm right. Beauty.
Yeah,
I clearly
well
didn't hear
done,
the
boy.
14 part. Yeah.
So here's a wild theory. Maybe the Suns happen to lose these games where Devin Booker scored a lot of points is a combination of A, 3 really shitty teams. Or excuse me, 1 really shitty team and 1 gently improving team. And B, dumb luck.
Gavin, you need to
Yes.
be better when you come up with these questions. Maybe run them by Justin before the fucking pod, man, because
Anyway, the Jay Crowder
To be
trade.
fair,
Let's move on.
he did, didn't he? But
I
he
did.
He did put the bullet points, so I didn't read
put
that.
it up, so I blame you people. The Jay Crowder
What do you
trade,
mean, you people?
Yeah.
all of you, because you all have the agenda.
Uh-huh.
What?
The Jay Crowder
You?
trade.
What does this mean, you?
The Jay Crowder trade and the flow-on effect. Let's talk about the rumors, because it's blown up the last couple of days. So I've ran a couple of polls on our Twitter. Initially, we were talking about bit pieces. So the first poll, we played a game of who do you prefer based on names we've heard floated if we're trading for a bit piece. The overwhelming response was for Max Struss, Eric Gordon, PJ Washington right there. The others, I think the main name was Denny Advija. I don't know, however you say it. What are your thoughts, guys, on if we're going bit piece trade? We know we're not going to get a hell of a lot of value out of Jay standalone by himself. Out of those names, what's your preference?
I mean, Max Struess is the easy one, I guess, right? Because he's young, and I think he's the best player out of those. But it's kind of an exercise in futility, in my humble opinion, because there's no way.
Yeah. I don't, and personally, I don't believe that trade's going to take place in any way, shape, or form. But Hey, people answered the poll.
Yeah, but we got to talk
We
about
got good
something,
responses,
right?
so
Shit.
it's people
I
want to
mean-
talk about it. Jake, out of those
No,
names, who do you think?
no, I like Maximus. Kind of reminds me of the Gladiator movie where they do Maximus. But no, Eric Gordon is like the longtime Suns fan crush, right? At this point, and maybe because the
he
Rockets
tried to come in free agent at some stage, didn't he? And
he did, and we've been
Phoenix,
like trying to. Well, Suns Twitter's been trying to like will the trade gods to make it happen now for
ever
quite some
since.
time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think he'd be all right. The Rockets are clearly going to be awful again, and honestly, it kind of reminds me of the decade of deplorableness that the Suns went through, where we would get a high draft pick and we'd be like, all right, we're going to start to turn this around. And like a year goes by, 2 years go by, and it's like, maybe this guy's not actually able to do it.
Then we recruit Marquise Chris and Dragon Bender.
Yeah, just give them another year. They're going to make it. No, but I think Eric Gordon has that kind of what I was talking about, like that Chris Paul ability to just calm things down a bit on the floor and run the plays, run the offense, I think. So I certainly wouldn't be disappointed if Gordon comes in and it's something like a Crowder. And I think we'd have to throw like a Dario Saric in there as well or something like that if it was cap type stuff. But
No, we're not trading for fucking Eric Gordon. No.
Okay, sorry. I guess I'm done talking now. Justin said no.
Justin, he's put the kibosh on it. No, Eric Gordon.
Well, I'm just saying, like, no.
All right, no, well, Justin, in
Is
order.
What?
In order. Give it to me in order. Your preference.
What?
Out of that list.
Those guys?
Now, them three guys, in order. What's your favorite to your least favorite?
I'm going to guess others pretty
Max
high.
Strus is the only one that I even want to have a conversation about.
Okay.
Really?
I want to know who are the others.
I like PJ.
I like PJ.
I like PJ too.
I voted PJ.
Yeah.
I voted
Okay.
PJ. Now,
what's your issue with PJ?
It just doesn't move the needle for me.
Well,
I mean,
none of those three move
tell
the
me.
needle.
Tell me. I'm all ears.
No, I tried to tell you, and you said no, it's not going to happen. So I think
No,
we're all
you
done
don't
on
need to
this
tell
one.
me about-
Nobody
don't tell me
tried
about-
Justin
don't
again.
Tell me about Eric Gordon. I know about Eric Gordon. He's been around for like 87 years. It's fine.
Veteran leadership.
Jake,
I
what's your
I
preference
forget
in
he's
order?
around. But tell me. Well, clearly, obviously, I mean, PJ Washington would by default be second, just because.
No, it's
Yes,
going to be
he
Max.
is.
It's going to be Gordon, and PJ's going to be third.
He asked
And
asked what my order was. You can't say no to my order. That's my order.
No, that's exactly what. No,
That's his order. Don't
your
take
order
his
is
order.
wrong. It's a no. Dwight Howard is ahead of that.
So PJ,
Dominating in Taiwan.
apparently, we're trading DA for Dwight Howard in Taiwan. So,
Well, I bet you he's not going to hug Lauri Markkanen after we lose by 1 point. Actually, Dwight probably would. He's kind of free flowing and fun too. So I can see him being like,
So when it
"Hey,
comes-
I'm just glad to be here."
You asked Justin when it comes to bit pieces. PJ Washington sort of fills a need, right? He could spread the floor. He's solid defensively, blah, blah, blah. But I tend to agree with you, and the next poll is a lot better. But really, if we did a bit piece thing, it'd be stuff coming back that we can use later.
One eye on the future, one eye on now. That's what you want, Gav. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a bit the same because I don't think it's as dire. I mean, if
In saying that, I don't believe that the bit piece thing at all. I don't believe any of those names are going to. Nothing's going to happen there.
it gets that Max Strus trade gets messy too because he's a minimum contract, trying to swap him out for an MLE 10,
And
10, whatever million.
unrestricted at the end of the year.
Look,
too.
we will if he comes in and does what we want him to do, he's going to command a fucking hell of a pay packet moving forward. So you can take that eye off of the future because he's not going to get that in Phoenix with what we've currently got our what we're currently invested in. So he's not going to get that here. Whereas PJ Washington, I believe he's a restricted free agent, Gav. You might be able to tell me that. I think that's why I went with PJ Washington. He's a little bit more adaptable to a few more different roles. I don't think it's as dire as everyone believes. It doesn't have to be a major needle mover right now for me. So yeah, I went with PJ. If you're fucking thinking that we are at our wits' end, you might look at it in Eric Gordon, just because he's been there, done that. He's a more of a proven thing right now. But only in that case, which I don't think any of us are in that frame.
Yeah, I feel like all of this is like, oh my God, we need to make a move.
We don't.
Like James Jones hasn't made a panic move yet. He's not going to make a panic move now.
Yeah.
If Jay isn't moved, I feel like if Jay isn't moved by the end of this upcoming weekend, I think he's going to be around for a bit longer.
Yeah. The last panic move that James Jones made was when he had to rush down to that fucking convenience store and buy everybody beer when Josh Jackson
didn't show up yet.
That's the last panic move that James Jones made, for sure.
You know what pains me though? Tyrese Halliburton still just hurts my soul.
Oh no, I know. Me too. It makes me so mad that we did not take Tyrese Halliburton above Jalen Smith.
And you know what's funny is, like, I had this little run where I would kind of become enamored with a college player, and they ended up being drafted by the Suns. Started with Josh Jackson. DA was part of that. Tyrese Halliburton would have been a fantastic little cap to that, but
he was a early doors.
I
know he slipped. But Tyrese Halliburton was early doors in particular, touted as a top 4 prospect.
He could have. Well, after that season ended, there were mocks that had him going 1.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and when it got to pick 10, and I was watching.
What did I just do? Why did I do this?
I was watching it live, going, we're at 10, and Tyrese Halliburton hasn't been selected. This is amazing. We picked Jalen Smith, and I went, who?
Let's we're gonna fucking we'll all be in early graves if we keep worrying about that.
And shit. The worst thing was, it wasn't just Halliburton. It was also Desmond Bain. And it was also Desmond Bain and Devin Vassell.
I didn't care. I had laser focus that.
Now let's not do it, because then we can talk about the years when Giannis or Kawhi Leonard it was too sweaty or whatever. Draymond Green was a second-round pick. Nikola Jokic was a second-round pick. We could fucking stew over that shit too. It's real pie in the sky shit, and we'll go to an early grave if we keep worrying about it.
All right, let's look at poll number 2. So Shams came out and went, the Suns are looking at Kuzma, Collins, Washington, and Barnes. So we ran this one overwhelmingly Kyle Kuzma. Now, just as a background before you all talk, I have an inane, complete and utter hatred for Kyle Kuzma. I can't explain it. I just hate the guy so much. I think it was born from Summer League when there was a complete and utter overreaction from his performance. I didn't think he was that good. In saying that, he's been good at Washington this year. So out of those 4, rank them in order. Jake, I'll put it back up.
Yeah.
Kuzma, Collins, Washington, Barnes.
Then for me, it's going to be Collins by a ton. And then I guess Kuzma and Washington and Barnes. I hear Suns Twitter talk about Barnes a lot. I don't understand it. I don't think he does anything for us, and I don't know what he does well. I feel like his entire career, it's just like that he's been one of those guys that's just like, oh, he just needs another year and he's going to start filling it up. But now he's like in his 30s, and I don't think he's going to do it. And Kuzma, I'm with you. He smells. I smell the LA Lakers disappointment coming from him. And even though he's improved a little bit in Washington. Good for him. Washington's not a good team, so I think he stands out a little bit more. John Collins, I think, would be a fun player to put next to DA, and I think things would space out for him, and I think he would help us on the boards, and I think he'd be a solid choice. Chris Paul addition to DA or Collins all of a sudden for dunks at the rim, I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Boyd, I know you love John Collins.
Okay. PJ Washington, Harrison Barnes, and then Kuzma, then Collins. Now, start at Collins. I fucking that's a lot of, for future reasons. That's a lot of money to be paying a six man, right?
$20 million.
24, 25.
Let me tell you right now. If Collins comes to Phoenix, Cameron Johnson is back on the bench where he belongs.
Okay, let's touch on that again soon, Gav. That's a lot of money to be paying a dude coming off the bench. So look, yeah, it's a hard, and he's a fucking cancer. He's a locker room cancer. He had.
Is he? Show me the articles.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, show me the articles.
Show me.
Well, I haven't
we've already had this discussion, mate. This is something that you wrote.
We have, Gav.
You wrote
Gav.
in crayon.
We've had this discussion. We've had this discussion. There were articles going around earlier in the Collins
I googled
time at Atlanta where there was butting heads with Trae Young, and
butt heads with Trae Young. He's a dickhead.
Hey! We don't know how it all played out, but it was very much being painted in the fact that John Collins wanted to have more involved, wanted it to be his team more than when it was Trae's. They were articles, and they were coming out for a fucking couple of months straight. When around one of the times when he was in trade rumors every week. So, and look, I bought into it. Look, I feel like he possibly could be that guy. He's not going to be that guy on the Phoenix Suns because we don't need that fucking shit. We just don't need it. If it's not true, and he's a great
Jay Crowder,
I don't think a John Collins could show up into Phoenix and say, "Hey, Chris Paul, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, this is my team now. I'm the captain now." Like,
no, and he couldn't.
Yeah.
But his track record would suggest that he might fucking try it on.
Which is, this is a track record that you don't have proof of.
Well, it's out there, mate. I'll look when I get time. I'll fucking send it to you. I'll send you some Collins.
It's coming from Bleacher Report.
Probably could be. But anyways, look, that's my reasoning for it because that's what I fucking read. So
all right, boy. So John Collins or Julius Randle?
Much of a muchness. No
Julius
can we stick
Randle.
to the
Jesus God, no.
This current fucking group of players, please.
Do you want to know why I asked that question? Because there's actual proof that Julius Randle's a pain in the fucking ass.
Okay. Well, I don't want either.
Fair enough. Justin?
I don't know, man. Like, it seems like an exercise in futility to me. It just does. Because here's the thing.
So you don't think we're trading Jay at all?
I actually like John Collins as a player. I honestly haven't heard the locker room thing before, but if that's true, that perhaps would be problematic. But the money thing is a way bigger issue because that's I'm not a big fan of that contract.
But we're going to pay.
So I guess by default,
we're going to pay Cam 20 to 25. So
what?
We're going to pay Cam 20 to 25.
Great. I'd rather pay him that.
Okay.
Like, not even close, too.
John Collins is going to be an 18-9 player in the Suns starting lineup.
Yeah, I think John Collins is.
We will be the easily the best starting lineup in the league if we got John Collins.
What's Cam Johnson in the Suns starting lineup? What does John Collins shoot from 3-point range?
Well, Cam Johnson is he shoots like 48% from 3 points once a month because he's like a tampon. And
See, hold on. Like, I mean, What good comes of speaking of Cam Johnson like that? Tell me.
I just really want to bring that up. It's
that?
no one can read that, dude.
It's too blurry.
Is that an OnlyFans?
Lower
account?
it down. Yeah, it's an OnlyFans post. Boyd's OnlyFans.
Oh, it's about John Collins being not a cool guy.
Yeah,
I'm
I can't
assuming.
read the text, but it looked like he was yelling at Trey. Report. Okay, why don't you just read it to us, Boyd, at this point?
Yeah, it's probably better than the crap that you.
Sorry, guys. Report: Hawks John Collins has several issues with Trey Young running the offense.
Okay,
And he should.
And that was according to
Should.
whoever the fuck Chris Kirshner and Sam Amick are.
Oh my god.
Hey,
Oh,
Yeah, I've heard of
so can we
Sam,
also
but-
talk? Hold on, though. But like with that money, what's the trade gonna be for John Collins?
Well, that's the thing. If you bring Collins in, Cam Johnson's gone.
It has to be more than that too,
Yeah, there'll be more. Well, Jay, clearly.
and there has to be more than that too.
Why?
Yeah.
there's another
yeah.
14 million on top of
Why?
Jay.
Because-
But it'd be three teams anyway. But no matter
But
what
I mean,
happens,
but I'm
with
talking
Jay,
about you have to send out $25 million.
Yeah.
Jay and Cam is
Del
15,
Rio.
16.
Actually, you only need to send 20. It's 75% or something, isn't it?
80.
Just quietly, guys.
80.
Coda Kid in the chat just said because
No,
Trey
that's
a little
that's not
anal
right.
bead. That's
Yeah.
why.
Yes.
That's
That
right.
kid's correct.
Because Trey is a little anal bead.
He's garbage on defense, and,
And it
yes,
actually-
he gets assists, but he shoots way too
And it-
much.
So
Here's-
I think
here's
I
what-
think
here's
Justin,
what-
if you're looking at that trade, it'd be Cam at 5, Jay at 10, and Shamit.
No,
No.
it's not doing that. And here's what's not like. Here's another thing that's not going to happen. Like, I don't think that if a J trade happens anytime soon. Oh no, and I'll even step back. I don't think a J trade is going to be anything that we think it's going to be.
And let me just I need to go back and clarify. I don't think Jay Crowder gets traded before everything opens up, December 15th. And I think it's more likely that Jay gets traded towards deadline.
And
he's
probably not for any of these players.
And not for any of these players. I think
Cool.
it'll be much bigger. But I'm
This
only
is why you
talking
put-
about
This
what's
is why you
topical.
put bullet points on your lists.
That's right. I'm only talking about what's
I don't
topical.
know what that means.
No, mate. No. All
Where's
right.
Jake?
The
I would
only
expect him
other
to have a funny picture, like he's a funny guy, right?
the only other thing I wanted to talk about, the Giannis and
Like
Trez-
period. We're almost done.
Yeah, no. In this week in Suns basketball,
Oh, okay.
the Giannis and Trez thing that happened in Philly.
The what?
So Giannis is copying a whole heap of shit for pushing over a ladder while he was trying to practice his free throws after shooting 4 from 15 against Philly. Did you guys see that?
no.
No.
So there's a hell of a lot out there at the moment. Eddie Johnson's involved in like a whole heap of arguments, and when you look at the video as a whole, someone did put it together. Basically, Giannis shot 4 from 15 from the free throw line, went out to practice afterwards. Montrezl Harrell went out, stole his basketball, and told him to get the fuck off the court, and sent down the workers from Philly to put up a ladder and get in his way. And Giannis pushed the ladder over. And everyone's calling Giannis a sook. Now, again,
what?
That's your flog of the week, Gav.
This would have worked a hell of a lot better if you motherfuckers had seen this shit.
I'm watching it
saw it.
right now.
Yeah. So my question is, do these players, professionals, get paid a hell of a lot of money, have the right to go out and practice whatever they want to practice after a game?
Yes. If Giannis wants to come out and shoot free throws for 30 minutes after a game,
even at a away game, he should be able to, right?
Oh my gosh! Like, I mean, what are they going? Are they getting ready for the Taylor Swift concert? I mean, no. Like,
and then Thiana. How do you say his brother's name?
Giannis's dad.
Tianis.
Oh, his brother.
Thanos.
Giannis's brother.
Thanos.
Just call him that. Thanos.
Thanos. He came out and tried to start a fight with Harold, and it was funny, but Montrezl Harrell he's a tool bag.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Giannis, dude, I just watched it. The guy with the ladder was being a complete prick. Giannis was absolutely in the right, dude. Like, fuck these people. The guy,
but you know what'll happen here?
Being a dick because he's a Philly dude, and he's like, I'm gonna fuck with Giannis because Giannis went over there, said something, moved it over, and the guy just moved it right back.
Acted straight back.
Fucking done the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what's going to happen here,
guys?
I
think we've all seen enough out of Giannis, like interview-wise, how he carries himself. You think Giannis walked over there and was like, "Hey, you piece of shit, move the ladder," and then just shoved it? No, I don't think so. A Philly person versus Giannis, I'll take. Suns fan, hand to God, I'll take Giannis any day of the week.
You want to talk about a piece of shit? Fucking Montrezl Harrell.
Oh, what'd he do? Or just like in general?
He's the one that started this whole fucking thing with Giannis.
Oh, because
do we see
video?
What's likely to happen is on the heels of Draymond Green getting fuck all for punching Poole in the face, Montrezl Harrell will probably get the heavies at the NBA swing in and give him a fucking 15-game suspension for being unsportsmanlike or some shit like that.
Towards Giannis?
Who knows? But anyway, what do you got up for us next, Gav?
Have you guys got a pen and paper?
No.
Because it's that time. It is that time, gents. I've made this one very easy because last time I had Justin and Jake on, they embarrassed themselves. And we had Espo last week who absolutely fucking wiped the floor with everyone. So I've made this one a little bit easier.
I won last time. Now that I think about it,
you did win, but you were up against Boyd and Justin and Dan.
You take away my title.
I'm the worst with names and faces. I was at this lacrosse tournament today, and a dad on my kid's team walked by, and I had talked to him for like 45 minutes, like a week ago, and he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like, "Doing well. How are you? Thanks." And keep going. He's like, "Hey, we talked and I'm like, "Oh." So anyway, go on and pull up the people I won't remember.
These ones are easy. There's one hard one.
I still don't have a pen.
The rest should be easy.
This will work.
Are we ready?
Let's do it.
How we go, guys?
Did I also mention I couldn't find my glasses when I took my contacts?
I was actually watching. I was watching you at the bottom going.
Oh, that's good to know. Do
you want to see them again?
Invasion of privacy. I was aware of.
I'll show you again. All right, guys in the comments, don't comment until we bring each one up. But number one, Justin.
Shannon Brown.
Boyd.
Yeah, Shannon Brown.
Jake.
Sebastian Telfair.
Ooh. Mark one for Jake.
Boom.
Wow.
You know what?
If you come for the king, you best not miss.
Yeah. I forget Fat Sebastian Telfair. Jeez.
He also is the winner of the Dan Marley Hustle Award.
Sebastian Telfair was
Before
number
he got
1.
in
Who was
trouble
number
for
2, Justin?
Dragon Bender.
Boyd?
Yes.
Jake?
I'll go with the Dragon as well.
It was the Dragon.
I
Number
did not
3.
know he ever went up against Dirk, though. That threw me for a bit. I was
There
like,
you go.
wait a minute.
I was trying to find the most random,
Focused on the
toughest
game.
picture.
Didn't even notice
Of,
Dirk.
I was trying as hard as I could to find the most random picture where it didn't look like Dragon, but yeah. Number 3, Justin.
Brandon Knight.
Boyd.
Good night. Yes, it was.
Jake.
Devin Booker will be coming off the bench, and I will be starting Brandon Knight.
It was Brandon Knight. And number 4, it was not Dirk Nowitzki.
Nowitzki.
Justin.
Sean Marks.
Kiwi.
Oh, it was PJ. Our boy Tucker.
What?
Wait, what?
What?
Wait, really?
Do you need to see that fourth guy again?
How do I say this without?
Is that the-
Avocado? Avocado.
Okay, Jake.
I'm going to go with Sean Marks. Slightly
was
different
the-
look than PJ.
How do I say this without?
Hang on.
I feel like Boyd did that on purpose, just to
No,
create the controversy.
no. I read Tucker on the back of the jersey, and I stopped looking. I was like, oh,
What
PJ.
jersey?
Oh, did you look at the off to the side guy? I mean, the guy, he was clearly in the middle with his long hair. Sean Marks.
What? No.
Ammo said it. He said the quiet part somewhat out loud.
That's pretty.
All right, no, put
Hold
that
on.
back up real quick. I gotta see what Boyd was seeing.
Right,
what
me
is-
too. I've got to run it again. Just.
I see now. That is impressive. That is you looked at the corner of the screen. You're like, I know exactly who it is.
All right,
While ignoring everything else.
He's picked out the one guy in the corner whose face wasn't showing, and only half of his body.
No, what I saw Dirk Nowitzki, and I went, no, well, Gab's chucked a little fucking offshoot thing in here to get me. And then I read, that's his Tucker. It's Tucker. He's got a bald head. It's Tucker. No, I was going, all right.
Yeah, as Howard says, technically you are right. You are correct.
Hold on. But that was the third thing that I looked at in that picture too. Wasn't there another player behind?
Yes.
And were there 3 different Suns jerseys in that picture?
Well,
you
it
see
must,
a scrimmage?
it must
Yeah.
have been a scrimmage, but my God, it's like the dude in the corner who's half cut off. Why the hell would it be him?
Oh, well, that's a first.
And he said it so
you've got that dad
confidently.
energy, Boyd, of
was
attention
so
to detail.
He
you-
was like,
your
that's
kid
our boy
must appreciate
PJ.
that attention to detail.
That's our boy PJ. And I'm like, I didn't know they called Sean Marks PJ. Is that
I was
like,
like,
an
yeah, and I was
Australian
like, the
thing? What's
Kiwi,
going-
Justin. Yeah, that's Sean Marks.
And the
PJ
worst
Tucker,
thing-
definitely.
The worst thing
Definitely.
is, Sean, it was you could not have had any more clearer suns across the chest.
It's a lot of white. There's a lot of white on that jersey. It's more like a Dallas thing.
This
my
might
God.
be this is the greatest moment in the Aussie Suns
Dude,
fans.
dude, Jake, you're so right too. It's like Sean
Wow.
Marks, and then immediately after PJ.
Who is it? Sean Marks? Incorrect. PJ Tucker. You fools.
And it's,
When you said Sean Marks, I initially went,
Justin's an idiot.
It's like, way off, Al. Way off.
da.
Sean never shaved his head.
Swimmy, Slappy, Swinson, Swanson.
Sean Marks is
Swanson?
white.
Smokes.
Oh, here it is. Samsonite. I was way off.
That's amazing.
Oh, boy.
Hey, gents.
I would kill everyone in this room for a drop of sweet beer.
So, Homer, please feel free to tell us anything.
Who do you want to have a beer with this week? Let's go with Jake. You're holding up the Fosters. Who do you want to have a beer with?
Ooh,
And don't say PJ Tucker, please.
My man, PJ Tucker. That's our boy. Let's see. Who would I like to have a beer with? Well, if I'm sticking with the Suns, I would say DeAndre Ayton, because of the unnatural, weird energy that fans have when he has almost a triple-double, shoots 75%, double-digit scoring, and it's like, how dare he hug Lauri Markkanen after they lose by 1 in a regular season game? I want to pour a beer out for that great man from the Bahamas.
Pour one out. Is he dead?
No, I would just, pour it out and then he'd drink. I don't know. Like, I'd be above him. I don't know. He's taller than me. It didn't make a lot. I'm pouring a beer. He's not here. I'm pouring it out for him. It's like I'm having one with him. Or it with his mom, because apparently she's.
You know my favorite thing about.
I'm
You
just
know
gonna
my
shut
favorite
up
thing
now.
about those stats, though, Jake, is everyone went DeAndre before that game. DeAndre Ayton needs to block more shots.
Yes.
Not only did he have a triple-double, he had like 4 blocks in that game.
He was like watching Jock Landale, and he goes, "Is that how you do it? You just take swipes? You don't just keep your hands up. You actually go for it? This is amazing. I'm going to tell Monty I get to do that now."
Boyd, who do you want to have a beer with?
I want to have a beer with Suns Uni Tracker.
Now there it is.
Oh, fucking.
Just want to have a beer and just fucking get into it with him and just be like, bro, fucking chill
Rant's
out.
about to get hot.
And then just be like, well, just cut him back down a few pegs. Just get him back down on the level and just fucking, but do it over a beer, not be a fucking prick about it. But yeah, have a beer with Suns Uni Tracker.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Suns Uni Tracker. That's all.
Justin?
Taylor Swift.
Oh, the money.
She's coming to Phoenix, right?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna see her apparently.
What?
Dude, like her tickets, like it was like you had to do a registration to get on a list to get on into the pre-sale to maybe get tickets. Well, I got waitlisted on that, and then like the pre-sale, they sold all the tickets. I mean,
I can tell that you have daughters.
I'll probably end up. Oh yeah, that's it. It's them.
Yeah.
What, surely though, you just plug for the PHNX crew. Surely you just go on. What is it that they advertise every week? The one with
Four Peaks.
No, well, yes, they do that.
OGs.
No, the ticket joint.
OG gummies. Yeah,
The
OG.
ticket joint. They have a
Ticketmaster?
ticket joint now. No. Come on, guys.
Can we
You know
dive
what?
out of basketball for a half second?
Actually, I'm not gonna lie. Kudos to Espo because I'm pretty sure I texted him complaining about Taylor Swift tickets, and
he gave you a link?
no, but I think he dropped the name of their sponsor in a text message to me.
There
Point
you go.
being, the man's always on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find it.
It is not FanDuel, Hammer.
I have to ask. Okay, I don't know if somebody in the chat or one of you guys can help me, but is Taylor Swift good again? Like the only thing I saw was that I think last time she
Game
toured
time.
Game time.
was,
That's
was 2018, and
Oh,
people
it
are
was
losing
such
their
a
minds
good
paying
show.
tens of thousands of dollars for tickets.
Yeah, well, what's Richie
That?
said? There's a ticket going for $95,000 for
Yeah.
one of her Vegas shows.
Yeah, I saw something about
Jesus
like
Christ.
$15,000, and I'm like,
I'm guessing they'll come down. Because
Well, you're a lawyer.
Paul
You've got
texted-
heaps.
Paul
Yeah.
texted us on Tuesday and was like, "You get T Swift tickets," and I said I got waitlisted, and Espo said he's using Game Time. So see, the man's always on. That's my point. But I want to have a beer with Taylor Swift. Well, she can have a martini or something. I don't know what she drinks. Whatever she wants on me. But I'd like to
tours
have
back with
something with her. So I could get tickets.
Something, anything.
Victoria
Just tickets.
Bitters. She looks like a
There's
Victoria Bitter girl.
My
VB.
so my wife was, because she knows how distraught I am over not getting Taylor Swift tickets, and she shared with me some I don't know if it was a tweet or it's on Instagram, and somebody posted like Taylor Swift should do a should do a streaming concert so everybody can see her and she can make money off of it, and Ticketmaster won't get anything from it because apparently Ticketmaster was the problem. I don't know. And someone's like, yeah, and she should do this. And then the next person said, what she should do is an adult film. And then it went down this tangent. Somebody like replied and was like, but it would be a tasteful one, of course. So anyway, that's the kind of stuff my loving wife shares with me.
All right, but let's back up here for half a second. Justin, why do you want to see Taylor Swift?
I love Taylor Swift. I have.
Why?
I'm a big fan. I like her music.
What songs?
Do you want to just sing
which
us
one?
song?
What's my
Just
favorite
one
song?
Sing us a song.
Oh, so
Like
you put me
when
on the
you're
spot.
having a long week in the law firm.
Exile right now is probably one of my favorite songs. Like, it's hauntingly beautiful, as I like to describe
To
it.
be honest, I was really hoping you'd break into a chorus of "We are never, ever, ever getting back together" or
It's a
something.
good song. That's a good song. I mean, I go back to I used to listen to I listened to her when she did country music. So I have a very Jake. If you took a
Go
little
to
bit
Kid.
of time, see, I can't see it. What did it say?
I love her Fearless record.
Right. No, it's a great album. It is. It's fantastic. If you would take some time to get to know me as a human being, there's a person behind the Twitter account, bro. You would come to find out I have a very eclectic music taste.
Clearly. You listen to stuff that a lot of 14-year-old girls listen to, and that's good. Yeah.
To be honest,
you're like that woman that's like, we'll say a little older, that likes to go to Justin Bieber concerts when he was 20 years younger, and he was doing his baby song. And they'd be like, "Oh God, he's so cute! I can't wait to hear him sing." And like, he'd be like, "You're 40, and he's like 16."
Have you seen who's
this
the
guy's
dude
ridiculing me, and he's naming Justin Bieber songs? Can we just put that out
Who's the
there?
Okay, it's everyone knows that.
Everyone knows "Baby." Come on.
No, we're not going to let you off the ropes.
I don't know what song you're talking about.
Who's Ant-Man?
No, there are no ropes here because I am more than I'm proud of my Taylor Swift fandom.
You should.
I own it.
You don't.
So who's the
I was very excited, dude. When my daughter was old enough, my oldest daughter was old enough to take to that concert, like in 2018, I realized she was old enough to take. I was stoked.
Who's the guy that played Ant-Man? What's his name?
Who played what?
The guy who played Ant-Man in the Marvel
Ant-Man.
movies.
Oh, the guy that never ages.
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd. Yeah.
So I watched a video of Paul Rudd the other day, fanboying at One Direction concerts. That's how I could see Justin.
I could see Justin doing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Justin also never ages.
Standing out the front.
A lot of you guys probably don't know that Justin's 55.
Talking to a young girl and going, "But do you know what Taylor's dog's name is?"
Dude, no, it's funny.
This song is so hot right now.
because the day her new album came out, Bloom texted me and he's like, "Hey, what do you think about the new Taylor Swift?" And I was like, "Dude, it's beautiful." And he goes, "Yeah, my daughters don't really seem to like it that much." And I was like, "Oh." Well, and then I'm pretty sure I said I could talk to them if they needed to, have a little bit of little discussion about what the music means.
Yeah.
No, I was driving down to the lacrosse tournament this morning. We listened to Midnight.
Really? You went to a lacrosse tournament this morning?
Yeah.
You haven't heard that 6 times in this fucking time.
I'm sorry. I'm a
Jeez,
proud
Gavin.
father. I will not
getting aggressive there.
I will not apologize for loving my daughter.
You never, not once, when you've mentioned the lacrosse tournament, have you mentioned your daughter. Jake, how's the Foster's can going down?
Yeah, what? You live in Melbourne, don't you, Gavin?
Yes, I do.
Well, did you know that over 125 years ago, during the summer of 1888, the Foster brothers gave the thirsty people of Melbourne their first taste of true refreshment. This is horrible. I want you guys to know that this is what, like, I've been blessed enough to get to travel a little bit in my life and run into Aussies. And Aussies are like Russians. They can drink you under the table, but they're friendlier when they do it. And they tend to drink more beer as opposed to hard stuff. Outside of that, what Americans think Aussies do is only drink this stuff. And that is terrifying to me. It's also kind of reminds me of when I would meet other people that'd be in the United States and they'd be like, ooh, let's go out and have a drink. And you'd be like, all right, well, we've got tons of new micro brews. We've got lots of good stuff. And they'd be like, can I have one of those Bud Lights? Those are really fancy. And it's like, no. I mean,
Richie's right, though.
After you've had 6 of something that tastes good, and then you can switch to Bud Light. But
Richie's right. The last guy to drink that fucking shit, the Fosters, was the guy who created it. Nobody here drinks that shit.
You know what's funny? I had to go to 3 stores to find this. And the rumor I heard from one of the guys, he said, maybe it's a supply chain issue of trying to get this stuff out of Australia. And after drinking now on my second one, I have to think that it's actually just because nobody wants to drink this. So they're not restocking it.
I can't believe you went to 3 stores to find it. Like, that's a lot of effort. Good
That
for
is
you.
dedication, though.
You know what?
Thank you for
Swift or
dedicating
Foster's.
yourself.
Some people have priorities in the right place.
Hey, gents.
Well, see, now if you would have told me you were listening to Taylor Swift, then I've been like, oh, you could have driven to 12 stores. It would make sense.
Okay. Let's get into this now. Before Gavin takes us away.
Go for it.
Most embarrassing band that you're not embarrassed that you like, or musician that other people make fun of you for. Boyd, let's start with you. Who do you listen to that people just say, I can't believe you listen to that, but you're like, actually, they're kind of good. And you're on mute.
You're on mute, idiot. You're on mute.
Gavin gets aggressive at the end of shows.
He does. I don't
end of shows.
Yeah, halfway
Have
through.
you, dude? Like, I feel like you read the room, bro. It's like aggression from the get go.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
that's why I love it.
I change the pace of a lot of piss ups that I'm at when I break out some Mariah Carey or some Billy Joel and get fucking get the lungs out, give him a stretching.
Billy Joel's the fucking man, dude.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I got tickets. He's in Australia in a week's time.
That's awesome.
And
we didn't start the fire.
I love Billy.
Oh my! I love Tchaikovsky, Milli Vanilli. Okay. Now, do you listen to Mariah Carey, or is it only her Christmas music?
Oh
no.
He said
Hold
Mariah.
on. You can't put Mariah Carey and Taylor Swift in the same like.
You're right. Mariah's much better. I would actually go see Mariah.
Well, so now we know that Jake is a big Mariah Carey fan. See, we learned something.
All of us know that Mariah is a better singer than Taylor Swift.
Mariah's better.
I didn't say she wasn't.
Her debut album,
but
herself.
Like, okay, so hold on.
Justin's so mad about this.
Who's your favorite band, Jake? Who's your favorite band?
My favorite band.
Whoa! We're still
hold on.
No.
Just allow me. This will be a quick sidebar.
Right. You wouldn't have heard of them. They're not mainstream yet.
Good, that's fine. Go ahead.
Okay, it's called The Midnight.
Okay, that sounds terrible.
They play synthwave music.
Do you think that? Wait, what?
Synthwave.
Okay, so does somebody sing?
Yeah.
Never mind. Go ahead. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I knew you were going to be disappointed.
Hold on, but would Mariah Carey? Do you think Mariah Carey has a better voice than whoever the singer for The Midnight is?
No, this guy actually has a voice like an angel.
Oh, come on, man. It's Mariah.
I mean, Mariah's good too, but
you can hit a higher note than anyone in the world.
Well, I mean, yes, but
I'm saying, so do you measure whether you should like a musician based solely on singing ability?
No, because what I was going to say for the most embarrassing group that I still like is Nickelback, because Nickelback moves units. Nickelback moves units, and it pumps you up when you're at the gym, and when you're driving, you want a little bit of Nickelback coming at you.
Hold on.
Yeah. Now that's embarrassing.
Yeah,
What's all the
that's
negative spin
terrible.
for Nickelback for? Why does he get cop such a hard time? He's
Yeah,
got some bangers,
sorry
man.
that they're successful.
Why does he cop a lot of shit? They're a band, boy.
Yeah.
They're a
Well, the lead
band?
singer. I just
You can't be a band?
Nickelback. No.
Bro, anyway,
You
that I've got
No.
I bought every Mariah Carey album as they were coming out. The self-titled debut was fucking beautiful. And yeah, I can bang out just about every song word for word, mate, and get a skin full of piss in me, and I'll show you one day.
A skin full of piss.
Richie,
I'm gonna have to
Richie,
try
that
and
is-
use that at the next American party I'm at.
Richie, that is fantastic. See what
Look
Foster
how much
does?
piss you got in
That's
your
bullshit.
hand there. Yeah, it's just a skin full of piss. Yes, Hamo, thank you. Nickelback rocks.
Nickelback's fucking horrible.
Gavin, just tell us that you like Men at Work, and we'll call it a day.
I love Men at Work, but my favorite band is actually Pearl Jam. They're the GOAT. That's my all time. But the one that
I want to insult you, but it's like
the one
Pearl
that I
Jam
cop
already did
shit
that.
about, the one that I cop shit about that I like and I'm not embarrassed to like is Michael Bublé.
The Bubble Man.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
'cause
That's
I
where
love-
you're trying to go.
I love that fucking like Sinatra, Dean Martin,
The
but
classics.
I love that shit. That's great. Justin's already answered this, so Jake,
Yeah.
what about you?
What's that?
Nickelback.
Who's your embarrassing, and not the one you just said that nobody's ever fucking heard of?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, nobody knows the Midnight. Very unfortunate for me. But side note, everyone YouTube the Midnight after the show. But let's get their listens up. But no, yeah, Nickelback. So I liked all of that. I do like a lot of country music too, but what we would call bro country out here. And then
Fuck, I hate
no,
country music.
I had
Like Eric Church.
Eric Church, absolutely,
like
absolutely. Eric Church, little Springsteen,
I
yeah,
love Springsteen.
that's a classic.
Yeah, That's
But
not
no,
embarrassing.
I Nickelback, Three Doors Down. I used to play Hinder, Lips of an Angel, way too much in college. To
Yeah.
which
Are you
my
a big-
roommate
Are you a big
would,
Creed fan?
no, Alter Bridge.
Oh,
yeah,
that's where
dude.
you draw the line. Creed. Okay, good to know.
Great is the line.
Nickelback, cool.
I mean,
Creed,
actually,
uh-uh.
all the hits from Creed, absolutely, but with arms wide open.
Wait,
yeah, that's.
I've heard nothing other than the stuff that like they play on the radio. They have other songs. I thought that was it. Like,
Well,
I changed my "Want to have a beer with" to Jake. Fucking
Oh,
yes.
that reminds me. Do you guys know 303?
yeah,
That's another good one.
Gents.
Underrated.
Gents,
Time for the flog of the week, and trust me, they are ugly, very unattractive. Google their face when you're done here.
who's your flog of the week, Jake?
Montrez Harrell. Because I was gone getting the other Foster's oil can while you guys started that conversation. But dude, like, you are lucky to be in the NBA still. You are lucky to get a contract. You're like trying to fucking stop Giannis from getting to take 50 free throws at the end of a game that he just lost to your team. And he's having like a record low of shooting free throws. Maybe people were counting dollar bills in front of him. I don't know. Those people are heroes. That's all I know. But yeah, Montrezl Harrell, flog of the week for me.
Boyd.
It's gonna go to Jordan Clarkson, and I don't
Ooh,
how
Jesus.
dare you?
Jordan Clarkson, and it's
No.
not. It's nothing. He didn't do
Smirch
anything
a house
floggish.
Filipino.
It's probably Jordan Clarkson's and the announcers for that game that I had to watch on my phone. And it was just he does something, anything, and they just sort of fucking fell over just praising the guy.
So you watched the Utah commentators then?
Yeah, I think I did. Whatever's on Sportsbet, mate, on the free stream. So yeah, it just really annoyed me, and it's been bugging me ever since. So it's not a real personal thing with JC. Yeah, but yeah, he's my flog of the week.
Justin.
I don't know, man. I feel like I don't have one.
Oh, really? There were so many this week.
I know, but like, why waste the energy?
What about
You
Dan
are positive,
Duane for
Vince.
guilting you into giving him a ticket for that game?
And he was supposed to be here tonight. He was supposed to be here.
Guilt me.
So that
I heard it. I heard
cycle
it all.
Of people.
I heard it all. He fucking put the guilt trip on you. Very next time.
It was really funny because it got really quiet. We're like, and fucking Paul is like, I don't know, ask Justin. I'm like,
that's how he sounds too.
You couldn't go with we've been. I know. Look, 22 years now. I've been just like Jake with the Trump. I've been fine tuning my Paul over the years, so I've got it down to a science now. But I was like, bro, you could have gone with we've been friends for 22 years instead of I don't know what.
Well, when I get married in Vegas and Jake does the actual nuptials in the Trump voice, maybe you could be like the MC at the reception in Paul voice.
I'll do it for you. Anything.
Oh, beautiful. It's gonna be the fucking best.
Really fantastic. It's never been done quite that way before.
You stopped talking too quickly. I was going to interrupt you in a Paul voice. But... Oh, speaking of like, when I went back and listened to that pod from 6 years ago, within 2 minutes of the episode starting, I complained to Paul about him interrupting me. So I was just like,
nothing's changed. My flog of the week is just Suns Twitter in general. Oh, well, Twitter in general. The
Take
complete
that,
nutter,
Elon Musk.
the complete nutter Y2K meltdown and 9,000 subsequent posts about this needs to be my last post on Twitter. I'm writing about this. It got to the point where I even maybe had too many beers and did it myself. And afterwards, I felt dirty and had to shower. Guys, calm your fucking jets.
Okay, no, but out
that's all I
yourself.
got.
Who were you hating on when you had too many beers?
Well, mainly Sun's uni tracker. Actually,
dude,
no.
man, hey, look.
There was
look,
I will.
Look,
There was a dude
I
last
said
night.
why waste the energy, but I want you to let it out because I want to hear
Alright.
it. I'm not
I'm
gonna
gonna-
lie.
There was a dude last night that I had a half an hour, 40-minute fucking argument with, and just basically posted the Gordon Ramsay gif with "You're an idiot" sandwich. Probably too many times, but let's see if I can find him. I've got way too many notifications today after that argument.
I get like 2 notifications a week. If I'm lucky. I'm not. You know,
Actually, I can't find the notifications. Maybe you blocked me. Some idiot who was abusing the fuck out of DeAndre Ayton. And my first message to him was, can you repost this when you're a starting center in the NBA? Because you're a fucking idiot. Basically. But I'll go back to what Jake said earlier. Everybody lost their fucking minds over DASA, who almost had a triple-double and had 3 blocks.
Yeah, we need to ease up a bit on Mr. DeAndre Ayton. Just a bit. He call as Monty would say, don't call him out, call him up. But like, don't hate on him when he's actually doing a pretty darn good job, and just be like, well, he should have just punched Laurie Martin after he lost by 1 point.
Yeah, you know, one thing too with DA, the whole like people complain about and that Steph post up thing happened right in front of me, but DA gets called for fucking everything he does.
Every call.
If he goes through, and it's part of the inconsistency of the NBA, and maybe he just has to do it and do it and do it until he conditions the ref. But if he doesn't take the step, then it's just not going to happen. Because, I mean, we see what guys like Giannis do in terms of running through people, right? And that kind of stuff doesn't get called, but DA gets called for much more minor things. So maybe he needs to kind of either pick one way or the other, right? Because every now and then he shows that little flash and he gets called for an offensive foul, and then he kind of, goes back. And he just needs to, go full heel, if you will, and lean into that and say, fine, I'll pick up these offensive fouls for a while, but hopefully that trend turns. Because at some point in time becomes human nature, right? These referees presumably will start giving better treatment. I don't know. Maybe it's wishful thinking, but he's just, this is going to sound terrible, actually. He serves the role that he needs to serve on this team, and he serves it perfectly.
And he's still one of our best players. Like, I mean, we're not waiting for him to develop. He's good and he's getting better. I don't understand like the irrational hatred for this man. Like, I get he's a max contract player, but he doesn't have to be.
It's not only the max
or Embiid.
It's not only the max. It's the max, and he was pick one.
Yeah,
but yeah, I'll go back to what I said last week. If we picked Luka, Devin Booker would not be at the Suns right now.
That's
true.
100%. That's 100%.
We wouldn't need him. Yeah. And because doesn't he have the highest usage rate of anyone in the league, right? Luka does?
Yeah.
Hold on. Did you just say we wouldn't need Devin Booker?
No.
Because Booker wouldn't – they wouldn't share the ball.
Booker would have just gone, fuck this shit, I'm out.
No. I'm talking to Jake.
No, I mean, I would like Booker, but I mean, like, I don't think Luka would be able to play with Booker.
Right. I just didn't like how you.
I can tell. Yeah, you're getting defensive. I'm still on your side though on this.
So
it was just a strange way of how you framed the role of Devin Booker in that. That's all I'm saying.
I did find the guy, and he did block me. At Afro.
Did he really?
At Afro LARIATOSZN. Yeah, he blocked me because I called him an idiot sandwich repeatedly. Because you're a fucking idiot. That's why I called you an idiot sandwich. Guys, it's been fucking awesome again. Boyd, thank you so much. Where can we find you? Last comments, all that sort of shit.
At Builds83, you can find me in Brisbane. Northern suburbs. DeAndre Ayton is a cat dick and needs to rebound more and be more aggressive and dunk. That's all I'm going to say there.
Cat dick.
But yeah. Cheers, guys.
What's that cat dick? What? He's a what?
He's a cat dick.
Yeah, okay.
He does one more.
But for the American audience, you have.
He's a pussy. He's a
better.
Call him a pussy then.
If he does one more of them tap rebounds where he taps it up 15 fucking times in the when he should be bringing it down.
Whoa! Moses Malone made a fucking career on that.
Yeah. All I gotta say is Lamar Odom. I remember him tapping it and put it in. DA actually puts the ball in.
I'm only kidding here, guys. I'm only kidding here. But them rebounds annoy me, but I'm only kidding.
Boy, you're just the bee's knees. I tell you what.
The bee's knees.
And other American colloquialisms.
Jake, where do we find you?
It's a big word to use 2 hours into a fucking podcast.
You know what it is? It's the power of Foster's. Foster's has made this all possible tonight. I'd like to thank my sponsor for helping Melbourne taste their first true refreshment.
What'd you call it? What?
Melbourne. Melbourne, the cat's dick. Either way.
Melbourne.
Melbourne.
That's better.
Side note, I had an opportunity. I was supposed to do a study abroad program. It was going to be in Newcastle. Would that have been a good idea?
That's where Hemo lives.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. He lives in Wollongong.
Illawarra? Yeah.
Close enough.
Or Illawarra, something like that. Yeah, Newcastle's all right. That's where I met my wife. And she's way hotter than anything I really should have got. But the dudes there are so fucking dumb.
So in the States, we would say you outkicked your coverage. Yeah,
Exactly what it would
a
be.
football term of outkicking your coverage.
In Australia, we say you batted way above your average.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, yeah. Find me at Fallen Founder on Twitter. Absolutely. And we got to get Hamo on. Apparently, I want to do a show with Hamo and Boyd so that we can sit there and listen to some Nickelback and some other great tunes while we do this podcast. That would be a great idea.
Yeah, we will never put Nickelback on this podcast.
You say that.
Justin.
Just call me John. Just call me
No,
John.
I said Justin.
Call me John. You guys heard that, right?
I didn't call you John.
I might be really tired because I was.
I was going to say, I actually didn't hear it.
Listen back.
Listen back. Rewind. Check the tape. Coach's challenge.
SoSaysJ on Twitter. I'm on other social media platforms, but you're not allowed to find me there unless I really love you.
Actually, I should have asked everyone. What's your connection outside of Twitter? Because Twitter's going to be gone in like 3 days, apparently.
You can find SoSaysJ at your local Quidditch field, or what sport did you go to this morning?
Lacrosse.
Lacrosse.
Yeah,
it's really close enough.
It is actually. What? Yeah. I am super tired. At SoSaysJ, our pod is at Fan the Flames NBA, and if Twitter goes away, you can find me at apparently way too many Suns games, according to my podcasting partners, who I take to Suns games. So,
and you can find me at Guesswork Gav, at Aussie Suns Fans. Like, subscribe, do all that sort of shit. We're over 2 hours, but Justin's going to talk for another 15 minutes. Go, Justin.
Boyd, I'm pretty sure didn't say cunt this episode.
He did not. We have not had a cunt until 2 minutes and 2 hours, 6 minutes.
Now we have two.
Now we have two.
Are you talking about my good friend, Bobby Sarver? Fantastic guy. Met him a few times. Good friend of mine. Unless you don't like him anymore, then I totally disavow.
Are we done?
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We had a ball. You guys are the best. Check us out on all your fucking major platforms, and we'll see you next week.
We're still here.
We're still here.
Woo! Thanks, guys. That was fun.
Chris Paul gets in, another wide open three.
Pierre Cardin.
Defers to Booker for the long range.
P-H-O-E-N-I-X. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the Valley, it ain't nothing but a thing. P-H-O-E-N-I-X. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the Valley, it ain't nothing but a thing.